Obviously, you're gonna wanna keep a putain de merde in your pocket, which means welcome to Paris in my pockets, 5 basic phrases, and actually I'm gonna give you 5 simple words as well to get by in your time in Paris. Because when you're here, it goes a long ways just to try. A little bit of French really helps. Not expecting you to learn the whole language before you get here, not expecting you to be proficient, and honestly, you shouldn't either. Don't worry about perfection, don't worry about your pronunciation so much. What really matters the most when you come to a place like Paris, where a lot of people do speak English. It's a very international city, and people are very used to meeting people that don't speak French, is the effort. Just that little touch of like, I'm trying, like I'm really genuinely trying to be understood goes a long ways. Same kind of thing like if you walked into a McDonald's and started speaking, I don't know, Thai to somebody in America and they looked at you like that. Yeah, if you try to speak English, people will meet you halfway. So that's kind of the mentality we're going into this with and the expectation that we have. I don't know why I picked Thai. Maybe it's because I want Thai food, I'm not sure. Anyways, here are a handful of phrases you'll be able to easily memorize and that you'll be using all the time while you're here in Paris. Let's go. The first word that's really important is essentially the magic word, which is bonjour. When you're walking into any coffee shop, cafe, bar, restaurant, wherever, and you want to greet the staff, you want to say bonjour. It's just polite. In France is very much a politesse culture, respect culture up front, and the way to introduce yourself is to always be polite, say bonjour, and afterwards the pleasantries can flow. The last thing you want to do is walk in and say like, I want, right off the bat. The French don't necessarily trust pleasantries up front, like smiling and joking around first. That comes after something like bonjour. It is a little bit casual, but you can also throw in a ça va, which means how are you? It's a little bit of a bonus. You can have an entire conversation with just ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va. It's very much like what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up. That's all you need. Or you can say nothing in response. That's a whole nother sidetrack though. We don't need to go down that road. Une table pour deux would be a good way of asking for a table for 2. Obviously you can put whatever number in there you want. Une table pour deux, pour trois, pour un, c'est que moi, whatever. That was way too much. When you're walking in, you can use your fingers and just say table, if that's about as far as you can go, but genuinely, you know, une table pour deux, it's good. I don't know why tables are feminine, but it's France. Of course, if you step on someone's foot, you bump into someone on the street, you're trying to get around them, or you want to get your waiter's attention, pardon works perfectly. Same as in English, pardon, right? Pardon me, pardonnez-moi. You just say pardon, pardon, that'll do the trick. Once you have their attention, of course, you might want to know, do they speak English? Because that could skip you right to the front of the whole conversation line. And that is parlez-vous anglais? Parlez-vous anglais? That will work as well. If you're lucky, they'll say oui, which is the word for yes. If you're unlucky, they'll say non, which is the word for no. Non has like this on sound at the end of it. It's a very nasally on. If you just kind of do that at the end, non, you don't have to make that face, but you get the idea. That's how you properly say it, but if you just say no, people will understand you just fine. Où sont les toilettes? Because toilets are plural for some reason. The nice way to say it is où se trouvent les toilettes, but that's a little bit too much sometimes. So où sont, where are, les toilettes, the toilets. They're in here. Je vais prendre, I will take. I will have. It's a nice way of asking, like it's a normal way I should say of asking for something. The nice way of asking would be je voudrais. Je voudrais is like, it's very polite, and also you're not gonna hear it that often, and also it's harder to say. So je vais prendre, I will take. And then of course the obvious follow-up to that would be please, s'il vous plaît. Very easy. Of course when you're ready to call for the check, l'addition. L'addition is like the addition, right? Where they're gonna add everything up. So l'addition, and you can ask for that nicely with what we just learned. S'il vous plaît, l'addition, s'il vous plaît. Good way to combine those words together. And then finally, if you do meet somebody while you're here, like this guy, he could say, je m'appelle Cooper. Je m'appelle means my name is. So people do say sometimes je suis, but it's not proper, and je m'appelle just sounds nice. It literally means I call myself. Je m'appelle Jay, but in this instance, if we're talking for him, je m'appelle Cooper. And thanks to Tom Shaner, today's patron producer, and all my patrons for making this possible, sending us out to work on our French and have a little bit of coffee cake. Well, it's a carrot cake, and a banana bread was really good. Anyways, if you want to know where this place is, it's on my Mapster, which my patrons have access to. Tom has access to it, and if you'd like access to it, become a patron at the Wanderer level or above. It literally makes all this possible. So thank you so much for that. Anyways, back to, what words are we on now? Of course, when you're leaving, you want to say au revoir, and you can say ciao. The French are starting to say bye-bye more now, which is a little weird, but you can get away with it. Goodbye, fellows. You might just try it, see what happens. But the cheat or the hack would be to say bon courage to whoever's working. It's a nice way of saying, like, I see you, stick with it, like, hang in there. I know the day is probably pretty rough, and it'll always bring a smile to someone's face when you're leaving, and if you're like me, you always want to leave people smiling when you walk out the door. So, bon courage, just a nice way of saying thank you and good luck at the same time. And that should do it. I mean, 5 handy French phrases and some words along the way with some bonuses to make your time better here in Paris. But above all, if nothing else, just do say bonjour. Bonjour will make your time in France so much better all across the board when you walk into any place, guaranteed. And you know what I will also guarantee? If you go to ParisInMyPocket.com right now and grab my guide, it'll be the best money you spend after your plane ticket to have the best time in Paris possible. And a handful of those phrases that we went over today are in there. And as things evolve in time, coming soon, we'll have more phrases and handy things in there for you as well. So thanks for watching. I think I'll just leave my dog here. He can live in the cafe now. Why not?